Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today is a video that I'm almost dreading to make because of the judgment I'm gonna get, and you can clearly tell from the title what the video is. So earlier this year, maybe like 2 to 3 months ago, maybe I saw this Whitney Hendrick video and she was talking about beauty budgeting, and I was like, you know what? I've never done something like this, so let me just let me just go through all my Nykaa orders, like all my online orders, because those are like more easier to track. And let me figure out how much money have I actually spent in 2020 on beauty products. So I went through Nykaa, I went through Amazon, and then individual brand websites like Plum, Sugandha, what others do we have? Juicy Chemistry, Minimalist, uh, and yeah, the Earth Rhythm. Those are pretty much all the individual brand websites also that I did shop from. And I just went through all the numbers, I started making notes, and you guys, the numbers started adding up. The numbers started adding up real quick. And I realized that, you know what, I have spent a lot of money, way more than I had thought, on beauty products in 2020. And I would say recently I've been a little bit more mindful about it, but I did spend a good amount of money even after that beauty budgeting, because obviously if I need to buy something, if I'm running out of something, I need to buy backups, like any of that stuff, I have to buy it. Okay, like there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, in today's video I'm going to share with you the numbers, and yeah, also share with you kind of my plans for 2021, what I have kind of estimated, and I've given myself some goals. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. Trust me, I'm not a rich spoiled brat. And yeah, subscribe, click on the bell, that way you'll get to know every single time I post a new video. And now let's dive right in. And before I kind of take you into the numbers, I just want to share a couple of things. Like I just said, I am not a rich spoiled brat. That's the first thing that I want to kind of clarify, because I know you guys don't know a lot about the personal side of my family. Like when people get to know that I am the only child of my parents, they're like, oh, because you're the only child, you're spoiled and you get whatever you want, and all of those assumptions and stereotypes that are made. The other thing is that I don't share this on here, but whenever I tell someone that, oh, I live in Mumbai and I live in this particular locality, people are like, oh, so you're a rich kid, and I'm like, no, I'm not a rich kid. I come from very humble, like my background is very humble. Both my parents work their asses off to provide for us, provide for the family, provide for me for my education, for things that I like to buy, be it clothes, be it perfumes, be it skincare, makeup, all of that stuff. And yes, they do pay for a big chunk of it, but I also do want to share. I did mention this sometime last year also, I do believe, that I think it was in one of my hashtag heart to heart with Hershey videos, but I did mention that from Feb 2019 to March 2020, actually, I was working in a retail company, and I did make a pretty good amount of money in that whole time span that I worked. It was 11 months, and I won't share exact figures or exact numbers, but I did make a lot of money, a lot for me at least, in that 1 year. And I think a lot of the things that I did shop for, I paid for using that money, using the salary that I earned. And of course, this year, by the way, me quitting my job had nothing to do with like lockdown. I was not removed from my job, or retrenched or anything like that. I actually quit my job myself for other reasons. But yeah, anyways, in 2020, a lot of the money that I did spend was either from my own savings. And of course, I did run out of my own savings, because I had splurged quite a bit in 2019 as well when I was simultaneously earning. So now a lot of the things that I do buy are with my parents' money. I'm gonna be completely honest in saying that there is no shame in that. And simultaneously, I do also want to kind of, I don't know, start earning simultaneously, probably, so that I don't have to completely depend on my parents for buying all these things that I do want to buy. So I am currently working on that, and we will see how things go. Hopefully, things are better than what they are right now. But I did want to share all of that, be completely honest and brutal with you guys. And honestly, for those people who are going to judge me, I mean, it's fine. I judge myself too, so it's totally, totally okay. Uh, I am what I am, and anyone being judgmental about it or anyone hating on me about it, it doesn't affect me. Honestly, it doesn't, because I know what my truth is. So say whatever you want to say, doesn't matter. Anyways, with that disclaimer and that introduction out there, now let's dive right in and let me give you all the numbers. So from the title you can tell what the total is going to be around, but I would say 50% of that definitely came from Nykaa. I did place a lot of orders majorly towards the beginning of the year, like when I was doing the budgeting, like when I was like crunching the numbers, I realized that a lot of my Nykaa orders were pretty consistent. I would say for the first 3 quarters of the year, and then maybe like August, September onwards, the orders and the order amounts really started slowing down. And it was, again, I think a lot of it a lot of it was because of the whole cruelty free thing also, that I did decide to make. I made that decision in mid-September. So since then my Nykaa orders have definitely become a lot lesser, but in total I spent over 50,000, almost 51,000, only on Nykaa and shopping on Nykaa. Then, when it comes to Amazon, which is next, I feel like I did not shop as much. There were just a couple of things that I spent around 4,000 from Amazon. Plum, I feel like I did buy a lot of things from Plum, but because I have all my points and I really shop only during sales and when I can really get a good deal and also use a lot of my points. For that reason, I actually did not end up spending too much. I spent around 4 to 5,000. It's around 4,300, so I'm just gonna round it off to like 4,500 or like 5,000. But yeah, it's around 4,300, which I feel is so much less as compared to the amount of things that I bought because of the points. And let me know if you want me to do a video kind of sharing with you tips and tricks as to how I shop on Plum when it comes to like redeeming points, specifically because I feel like a lot of the products that I do love from Plum are like holy grails that I'm constantly buying. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. I would love to share my tips and tricks with you so even you can save a lot of money. Then moving on to Earth Rhythm, I think I bought a lot of. I think Earth Rhythm is more of like a mid-range brand, especially if you're buying a lot of serums and stuff. They can get a little bit pricey. So I actually spent around 10,000, 9.5 to be precise, but around 10,000 on Earth Rhythm. Sugandha, again, I feel like it's a mid-range brand. It's not super duper affordable. Like it's not 400, 500 rupee ke products. They are like around the 500 to 1,000 price range, like each product on an average. So on Sugandha, I spend around 5,000, 4.8 to be precise. Juicy Chemistry, again, I don't shop super regularly, but I do buy my favorite facial mists, the tea tree ones from Juicy Chemistry. So yeah, Juicy Chemistry, I think were those the only things I bought? I do think so. I don't remember buying, and yeah, I did buy the deodorant and the lip balm as well recently. So I spent roughly around 3.5 thousand on Juicy Chemistry. Minimalist is one of the more affordable brands, and I feel like I bought so many things from Minimalist, and I still ended up spending only around 5,000 in total. When they first launched, and I bought the niacinamide, salicylic acid, and hyaluronic acid, I spent around 1,800, and then recently I spent around 3,000 buying like 6 things. So in total, it comes up to around 4.8, again 5,000 if you want to round it off. So that was Minimalist. And then last but not the least, I actually spent a little bit over 5,000 only buying the Purito products from an Instagram store. Each of them were around 1,700, 1,800, so it came about to 5,200 in total. So yeah, those were all the individual numbers that I had to give you, and when I totaled it up, it came around 85,000. But the reason why I said that I have spent over a lakh, was because I only, like, when I got all these numbers, I was only talking about online orders and purchases that I made. But apart from that, there are stores that I have made, like, in person. Like, I've gone to the store and bought things. So, like, Beautiful, I buy my Batiste dry shampoos from there, and those are around 500, 600, depending on what offer is going on. So I've got a good amount of those. I what else? Yeah, I've gone to, I think, Body Shop. I bought the face. I bought the cleansing balm recently, which was around, I think, 1100 or something. That was in store, but the face wash was online, so that was already included. And then, and of course, how could I forget? I bought so many things from Sephora, and I think I bought Kiehl's oil from the Kiehl's store, and those are all like products which are 3,000, 4,000 rupees each. So, like, Clinique TTDO, Clinique Moisture Surge, um, yeah, the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. Estee Lauder INR is like 6,000. It's like 5,700. So that is 6,000. And these are all things that I never included in this, because it is very difficult to track purchases that I made in store and things that I bought in store. So yeah, for that reason, I am pretty sure that if I add up all of these numbers, it's easily going to reach 1 lakh. So yeah, in 2020, I spent a lot of money on beauty products. Am I proud of it? No. Do I absolutely regret it? No. So that was that. That being said, for 2021, I did make like a budget kind of for myself. So for every single product category, I kind of calculated how long it takes me to use up one product, and then accordingly decided how much I will budget for, like, for the whole year. I'm going to spend so and so amount of money on face wash, so and so amount of money on moisturizer, so and so amount of money on sunscreen. And I kind of made a budget for myself based off of that, as to how much money I will let myself spend on skincare only skincare. I will not let myself spend a rupee more than 60,000. I know 60,000 is also a lot, but I do feel like it is an achievable goal. When I am setting a goal for myself, they're supposed to be SMART. So SMART is specific, measurable, and then what is ART? I don't remember. Wow. I hope that my professor doesn't see the video, because we recently, I mean, I've known this for a while, obviously, but I think in a recent Zoom lecture, we were kind of studying that. But yeah, the I'll leave it on the screen what SMART stands for. But yeah, basis of that, the main thing that when I think about is measurable and achievable when it comes to goals, and I definitely want my goals to be achievable. So yeah, for that reason, I decided 60,000 as of now as a budget for myself. The reason I'm not including makeup in it because um, makeup is something I'm actually kind of like, I'm not doing an official no buy when it comes to makeup, but I've realized that I don't actually need to buy any makeup right now, because in every single category I have enough. The only thing that I might need to buy is maybe some eyeliner and lipsticks. Again, I'm trying to like stay away from, even though sometimes they do pull me in. But yeah, for makeup, I'm trying to do like an official no buy. So for that reason, I'm not budgeting anything for makeup. I'm trying to spend like 0 rupees on makeup in 2021. And when it comes to perfume, I kind of figured this out in December itself, that it's very easy for me to do a no buy when it comes to perfume for like 11 months of the year, so Jan to November. But December is the time when, for some reason, I want to buy all the perfumes that are out there in the market, like literally. I am definitely getting into high end like designer perfumes, and December is the time when Parcos has like their up to 50% off sale on perfumes. So I normally, like, if there's a perfume I'm eyeing, and if I go to a Parcos and it's like 30 to 40% off or something like that, I will probably buy it. I did it last year. I'm gonna do it very soon actually. So you will see what I'm gonna buy in the next maybe few days, maybe a day or two. I don't know when that video is gonna go live. I haven't even planned when I'm gonna go to Parcos. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, again, perfume is something I don't want to really budget, because I'm trying to just figure out that aspect. But yeah, that's it for the video. I mean, again, I was hoping for this video to be a shorter one, and it's 15 minutes already. So yeah, I'm not gonna blabber any further longer. But yeah, that was kind of my whole spiel on 2D budgeting, and yeah, setting some goals for myself for 2021. Fingers crossed I'm able to achieve them. So yeah, let's see how that goes. I'm not going to make the video any further longer. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I can obviously tell you to be kind in the comments and to not hate on me, but if you want to, go ahead, do it. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye bye.